Conditions may involve different types of data. When the data for the condition is of a character type, the data should be enclosed in quotation mark. The following conditions were formed based on the criteria listed above. The color is equal to blue, and you put the color in single quotation mark. Style equals straps, you put the straps in quotation mark. Cost less than 75 would not be in a quotation mark because it's not textual data. The cost would have been a numeric type data. In the next example, the value of mark is stored in a variable called mark, which is compared with 60, the value that is stored in the variable attendance, when compared to A. So mark greater than or equal to 60, attendance equal A. In reality, these equal signs are supposed to be assignment operator.
So but it's not a calculation.
Yeah, but you are passing a value into a variable.
Yeah, I was thinking about
So where you see these equal signs right here, the assignment operator is supposed to go to them because you're saying blue is assigned to the value of color, straps assigned to the variable style, 4-inch heel assigned to the variable style, and $75 will be assigned or greater than, less than in that case. Now, a condition is evaluated when the instruction containing is carried out. A condition is evaluated when the instruction is carried out. Now, once the condition has been met, then we say that the condition is true. If you get over 60% in your test, then you have passed the test. Otherwise, you have failed the test. So once the condition is the test mark greater than 60, that is a condition. If that is true, then we say that the condition is met. If it's not true, we will say that the condition is not met. When using the condition if, the instruction forming the condition and the selection are called a construct. A construct is a series of instructions that forms a specific system based on a particular command in order for the command to work. Other construct will be introduced to you later. So one of the programming styles you'll be using, which is a method, is called the if construct.
So what's the problem?
Alright, please come to your test paper. You don't want me to announce your grade. Read my comment at the back. Now, a construct is a series of instructions that forms a specific system based on a particular command in order to work in the computer. There are other constructs in computing. So right now you have the if construct in front of you, but there's also if then else. You have the for construct, while construct, the do until construct. There are several constructs in programming you'll be using. Choosing the correct if construct. A number of if constructs are available for use. In programming, each construct will perform differently. Hence, it is very important to know what results you are trying to accomplish in order to choose the appropriate construct. When one option is available and a selection may or may not be made, then you use the if construct. The example given to you. In an examination of out of 100, output the message excellent for all students who receive a score of 100. Many students could have received a score of 100. I need some blank paper, please. Thanks. Now, if we are to write that construct that says, in an examination out of 100, output the message excellent for all students who receive a score of 100. So you start off by saying print. So you say print and you say enter your test score. And you say read t-score. Then now you will check if the test score is equal to 100. So we say if t-score is equal 100, then print excellent. We do not use quotation marks with read statement. They are only used with output statements. You can use double quotation mark here or a single quote. Excuse me. Could you listen? Could you listen? All my students do is keep on talking, and not working. Could you listen? I'm not passing a value into a variable. I'm checking if the t-score is equal to 100. I'm going for an equality. Is the t-score equal 100? If it's 100, print excellent. I'm not assigning a value to a variable. So if the t-score is equal to 100, print excellent. That would be how that program, that pseudocode algorithm will look with end and a full stop at the end right there. Now, I'm still speaking. As you learn, I'm still speaking. If at the end of speaking you don't understand something, then you ask the question. Because I'm going to answer the question, why is the line skip right there? Whenever you write a control statement, like an if statement, you always have to indent your if statement. If you notice, the if statement is set away from the margin. So we have indented the if statement right here. Now, all control statement carries an end and whatever the name of the control statement is. So because you open an if statement, said if test t-score equal 100, then print open quote excellent close quote end if end. And that is what your pseudocode will look like for that question. Are there any questions? If we listen sometimes, we answer the question you're going to ask if you allow the teacher to finish the sentence. And as you notice, there is no quotation mark used on read statements. Only output statement carries a quotation mark. Here, there is only one option for performing the required action, and that is pertaining to the score of 100. When two options are available and a selection must be made, use the if-then-else construct. For example, in an examination, a student may pass or fail. Hence, one of the two options must be selected. When two or more options are available and the selection may or may not be made, use the if-then-else-if construct, which you won't be using. We start off with using the if-then-else construct. For that one, to print the word pass or fail, I'm going to assume the condition that if the person got 60 or more, they pass. If they get under 60, they fail. So what would you write for this then? Print, enter your test score, close quotation mark. And these are normally sentences. So you say read T-score. Right? Read T-score. Then what do you say now? Indent. If T-score is greater than 60, then print, open quotation, pass, and else print, fail. Print, fail. End if, end. Full stop. Once you write an if statement, you always have to indent the if statement away from the margin. So if the condition is true, then print pass. That is printed when the condition is true. But if the T-score is not greater than 60, it will skip out this line right here. It says print pass, go to else, and print fail. So if I put in 65 as my first test score, the T-score, and this is the result, we say print enter your test score, we're reading 65. Is 65 greater than 60? So what do we print? Pass. So pass goes in the result column there. Then it jumps from where? From the print pass here to where? End if, end. So that these three lines, else, print, fail, and would not be executed. Because it skipped over those statements because I can't execute them. If I put in 45 as my next mark, is 45 greater than 60? So is the condition true or false? So it is not met. So what statement executed next? Else. Then print. And then it end if end. I put in 97. Is 97 greater than 60? So then print. And what happened to the else statement? Will it be executed? What happened to this print fail? So it jumps down to then. Good. So as you realize, not all statements in a program or algorithm can be executed. If it doesn't meet the condition, it can't be executed. Questions?
Sir, couldn't you have used like less than sign 60 instead of else?
You need the construct in the book. The construct in the book on page 94, it says, if condition then, do something, else, do something, end if. So the first one, if mark greater than 60, then do something, print pass. If mark is not greater than 60, else, print fail, end if. Let's look at another one. Read the time. If the time is 11 o'clock, output ring the bell. That's on page 94. So what do we say? Print. Enter the time. Read time. What do you say? Remember to indent. If time equal 11:00, then print ring the bell. Else, we can either use that else, right? We can either use else, end if, end. This else right here is optional. You don't have to use it because there's no second option to do. You're either going to ring the bell, but it didn't tell you what to do. if it's not 11 o'clock. So it just would not execute anything else. The only time it will ring the bell is when the time is equal to 11. So this else statement right here is optional. You don't have to use it. This right here is optional. Do not have to use. So you could just jump from if, then, end if, end. You didn't end else right here because there's no second. In the one up here, so else is needed because you have print fail, print pass. There are two options and they can't get both. They either get one of the two options. So you see, it says if time equal. I'm going to draw a line around all of this in your book, and I'm going to say indent. And I put the word end right here, full stop. Please note these corrections in your book. So do you see the correction in the book right there? All of that block of code, lines 3, 4, and 5 should be indented. And why do we indent them? Because there is a very good. You always indent your conditional if statement. People are sleeping in my class. People are sleeping in my class. Heads on the decks. People's head are on my decks in a class. That is not professional. You sit up, young lady. Turn the monitor on so you can see the book in front of you. Next one. The next one says on page 94, read a number n. If n is greater than 100, add 10 to the number. Print the number. So you say print, enter a number, read n. Please indent lines 3, 4, and 5. We're going to get to that. So you say if n is greater than 100, then n, what sign must be right here? Assignment operator. Because you're passing a value n plus 100 equal the new value of n, which you learned in chapter 7. The calculations on the right hand side, and we're storing it is on the left hand side. So you say if n greater than 100, then n is assigned the value of n plus 10, end if. Please note they want to output the result of the number. Now you say print the number n. So n right here is storing the old value or the new value? The new value. What is missing from its algorithm? N. I said to you at the time when this book was written, it was the best book around the town. I have sat down myself and I have evaluated these books and got to make a list of corrections in the book. And they reprint the other edition with the same errors in it. So when I'm teaching using these books, I ask you to mark them up, correct them in the book, so that next year students will know what was the error in the book. Any discussion on this one? So we go with a number. So this is n and this is n. So the first number is 100. The first number is 100. So we read 100. What's the value of n? Is 100 greater than 100? So it goes then what? End if. Why did it go to end if? Raise your hand. Why did it go to end if and didn't do n plus 1 or n plus 10? Yes, Chris? Incorrect? Danny?
is not greater than 100.
Mr. Kinglock? Children, could you pay attention? Please pay attention. If you come to class and just listen to me, do your work, there's no way you can fail a test in my class. We don't listen. We're not observant. What is the condition if n is greater than 100? You were told on the page before, it says a condition is evaluated, the bottom of page 93, a condition is evaluated when the instruction contained is carried out. When the condition is met, the condition is said to be true. Is n greater than 100? What's the value of n? So is the condition met? That is the answer. The condition was not met, so it could not carry out that operation. And I explained to you 5 minutes ago, we don't listen in class. So because the condition n being 100 is not greater than 100, is not greater than 100, thanks, then this line of code right here cannot be executed. So it jumps from this conditional line right here, from line 4 down to line 5 right here, because this statement right here on line 4 is only executed if the condition is true. So there's nothing right here. If I put in 105, enter the number, read n. What's the value of n now? 105. Is the value of n greater than 100? Yes, so then n is assigned the value of what? 10. N, how much is n? 100 plus 10, which is equal to how much? 100 and how much? 115. So the value of n was 105. Says 105 plus 10 is assigned the value to 115. So the new value of n is what? 115. Good. That's the new value of n. So when it says n diff right here and print the number n right here, I want to print the new value of n being 115. Why is that so? Raise your hand, please. We have already won altogether, sing third place 4 years ago at school. Yes, Chango? The condition is met, and what happened? An assignment statement was used to give a new value to the variable of what? N. So you pass a new value with the variable of n. So if you pass a new value in the variable n, what happened to the original value of n? It will be what? Overwritten. You'll write over that value that was in there before. If I have a half glass of water on the decks, and I throw some more water in the glass, wouldn't the amount of water in the glass increase? Yes. So if I after measure the new volume of water in the glass, you won't get the first reading, you're going to get the new reading after the measurement of adding the water. So the assignment statement where it says n is assigned the value of n plus 10 is passing a new value into the variable n. A common mistake is to include in the if then else construct. It should really be an end if. A common mistake is to include within the if then end if construct instructions which should really be outside of the end if. The reason being, You weren't asked to print the value of n when you increase it. Follow me? It says, after you have done all the addition, then print n. So you wouldn't print n until after the if construct. Mommy, Candace? You want her, mommy? Candace, mommy is talking to you outside. So we're saying right here that this print statement here had nothing to do with the if construct inside here. Because whether you increase the value of n, yes or no, you still print n. Yes? So in this case right here, when n was 100, what goes right here? How much? Is the value of n greater than 100? So you go n diff and print the number n. What is printed right here? 100. Because n didn't get a new value. In the second one, you read in 105. Yes? So you said, is the value of n greater than 100? So then n is assigned the value of n plus 10, which becomes now 100 and how much? So when you end if you print the number n, what is printed right here at n? 115. That's why a new value of n is printed right here in the second line. Now, that's one of the common mistakes we make. We put the print statement in the control statement and we don't need to put it there because it has nothing to do with the control statement. I am not saying you can't put a print statement in the control. It can be done, but you will see it later on. Might I ask, what kind of statement is n plus 10? What kind of statement? What's the name given to the statement n is assigned the value of n plus 10? It's an assignment statement. What is the specific name of that type of assignment statement? I'm listening. It's called a what? What? Very good. Thanks, Elita. Joely. An incrementation statement adds the value at the same number to a variable every time the program is run. Every time increasing by 10. I gave it already last week in notes. Yes? What we're saying right here is you enter a number 100, read 100. Is 100 greater than 100? So this line can't be executed. Because you only do this if it's true. So you jump from this line down to end it right here, and then this line executed. When it says print number n right here, we're going to print here, so 100, because the line of code is executed. I put in 105 right here, so is 105 greater than 100? Yes. So this line now become executed. So this line give a new value to the variable of n. It will be 105 plus 10 here, 115. So the value of n right here is 115. So when you print, when you end if you can print the number n right here, you are printing what value here? 15, because you've got a new value to the variable because this line of code was executed.
So if
it don't execute, it keeps the old value. Because an assignment statement changes the value of the variable. So this assignment statement here changes the value of the input replacement here in the program. Now, A common mistake is to include the print statement inside the construct. The following solution to the previous example is incorrect since n should be printed only if a number is greater than 100. The following solution to the previous example is incorrect since n will be printed only if the number is greater than 100 is read. Let's go through it slowly. Enter the number 100. Read n. 100. Is 100 greater than 100? So then, where do you go next? End if. Then n. Yes? Did you print the value of the variable? No. But we're putting 105 this time. Read n of 105. Is the value of n greater than 100? So then, result is assign the value of n plus 10. What is n plus 10? 115. So print the number n. What is printed right there?
115.
Then end if n. So you see a while ago you only printed the value of n when the condition is true. So the order you print n a while ago is if this is true, do this, then print this, then end it, then end. But if it's not true, you jump from here, from line 3, go to line 6, so that these statements are skipped over because they can't be executed. No, the program won't run them. So if you're reading 100 or 99, because it's not greater than n, the machine will skip out this instruction right here on line 4, this one on line 5, and jump down to this one right here on line 6. Because these statements are only executed once the condition is true. But the mistake you make, the question tells you to print the number n. They didn't say print n when it's greater than 100, they said print n. That is why, in this case, the print statement appears outside of the control. So you can print the value of n each time. So if the value of n don't change, I still print n. Because if I put in, for example, 97 as the value of n, is 97 greater than 100? So you say n is, you don't execute this one, you go to end if, and you print the number n, which is what? 97. So you print 97 right here in the column. Now, please note the error in the book. Can anybody see the error that is in the second solution right there? Tell me the error. Okay, I'm hearing from Javascript. Result. What about result, Javascript? Variable, the names used to identify something must be consistently used throughout the program. So if you assign the value to the variable result right here, you can't print the number n right here to print what? Because you assign this calculation to the variable result. So when you print n right here, what are you printing? The original value of n. So I put in n as 125. It's greater than 100. So therefore what? N is equal to what? 125 plus 10. So here's the answer. And what is printed? 135. But in the second solution, you wouldn't print 97 because on 100 because it's not greater than 100. So that is why it's not good to put the print statement in the control statement. If you have to print the result, whether it went up or not, you have to print the result. Shango? Shango, Jabasco?
So I couldn't change the result of here today.
You could. So if you want, you could have changed this result here on page 94 to n. If you change this to n right here, then you could leave in n right here. You could. But because you assigned the result, you have to print the value of the variable result. Adrian, mommy is outside. Now, so we went all this a while ago. The construct provides two parts, the then part and the else part, which is the if then else construct. The then part is made up of the instruction between the then and the else. The else part is made up of the instruction between else and end if. End if marks the end of the last path. Okay. Now, I have to explain a concept to you right here where it mentions the last path. And that third thing it mentions right there is a simple thing. So we say this is called a decision tree. Right here is the condition. If it's true, do this. If it's false, do this. You learned in grade 9 how to draw flowchart symbols.
Yeah.
That's flowcharting.
So
All we're saying is if the condition is true, whatever is between the then and the else is in the first result, or whatever is between the else and the end if is in the second result, then the program comes to an end and you continue the program. This is called in programming decision tree. It mentioned path. You have two paths, either true or false.
like in the two box in a closure.
In a sense, yes. Now, it says right here, input the age of a person. If the age is greater than 35, output the word old person. Otherwise, output the word young person. Solution. Print enter age. Read age. If the age greater than... Sorry? Why aren't you following? So we are saying right here, enter the age, read the age. I will put in the age. For example, the age is 27. Right? The age is 27. This is status. Is the age is 27 greater than 35?
No.
Is that true or false?
False.
So what is false? What is false? The condition. Remember the condition is this part. whatever is greater than whatever or equal to whatever is condition. So because it false, do you do print old person line? So where do you go? Else, or what do you print? Then and end. The block of code right here have to be indented. Now, when developing an algorithm, it may appear that if-then construct should be used instead of if-then-else construct. The confusion arises because it may not be realized that the instruction used after end if refers to the variables were used before. You can read that for yourself. A student is given a 5% discount off his fees for a course if the fees are paid in full before 30 days. Read the fee and the number of days, output the fee, the discount, and the fee less the discount. So you print, enter the fee and the number of days. You read fee, number of days it late. If the date less than 30, then the discount is assigned the value of fee multiplied by what? 0.05. You have to express as a decimal, and that's why you write the same garbage in your test for Gina. So, if the days are less than 30, they get a 5% discount. So the fee multiplied by 0.05. Else, discount amount is assigned the value of how much? Now, end if. After you end that statement, you're going to do some work again. Amount used, assign the value of what? Where do you get discount amount from? Okay. So it's a print fee right here. You're going to print a new fee, not the old fee. When you say print fee right here, you're going to print what the fee was before. Print the discount amount, which is right here, that you calculated. When it says print less discount amount. So you know, print less discount amount meaning what? You have to calculate discount amount. And how do you find that? The price minus what? Discount amount 1. The if then else work similar. Please go through the instruction at the bottom of page 95 and see if it makes a little sense to you.